Good morning, everybody. This is a message for our Year 5 parents and children. This morning you got a message from me via Parent app and Facebook to say that we have got a positive case confirmed first thing this morning in Year 5 as a member of staff. I have now got permission from the member of staff to tell you who it is. The member of staff is Mr. Box. Mr. Box had loss of taste or smell, no symptoms whatsoever, late evening on Tuesday, hence the reason he wasn't in all day Wednesday. His test results came back first thing this morning, and as a precautionary measure, I have made sure that none of the Year 5 children attended school today. I've been on the phone to the DfE helpline and informed them of our test, and they then go ahead and tell me all the precautionary measures and the investigations I have to do. He has been in close contact with most of his class. We are assuming that all 30 children will have had close contact with Mr. Box because of the size of the classroom and the family bubble that they are in, alongside Mrs. Harris, Miss Lancaster and Mr. Horton. Miss Lloyd and Miss Hillman have not been in close contact with Mr. Box and therefore do not need to self-isolate. And neither have Miss Lloyd's class. Our investigations are clear that close contact means 1 metre, less than 1 metre apart, face to face or side by side for more than 1 minute constitutes close contact. Just under 2 metres apart for more than 15 minutes, so within the 2 metres, also constitute close contact. Skin-to-skin contact also constitutes close contact. Evidently, in a class of 30, Mr. Box will have had close contact with all of his children while he is teaching. He hasn't taught Miss Lloyd's. Miss Lloyd's class did go in to watch Private Peaceful on Monday. And the investigation period that I have to do is 48 hours prior to Mr. Box first getting his symptoms. So that would be all day Monday and all day Tuesday. Miss Lloyd's class did go into watch Private Peaceful, but Mr. Box sat on the settee, and when we've measured it where the children would have sat, that was more than 2 metres apart, and he socially distanced throughout the Private Peaceful. We also made sure we had a look where Miss Lloyd's class would have been sat, and again believe that the way we have operated and the systems and procedures and policies that we have in place, we have maintained, ensuring that the bubbles are staying separate in the two classes as much as possible, and we don't believe that Miss Lloyd's class has had close contact with Mr. Box. Therefore, Miss Lloyd's class do not need to self-isolate. Miss Lloyd's class can come back to school tomorrow. I'm saying tomorrow because I'm presuming everybody's got them all sorted for the day, and it probably caused you more upset and organisational nightmare, so to speak, getting the children into school before the end of today. So we're going to say they are all right to come back to school, but they don't need to self-isolate. They can come to school tomorrow, they can have a wonderful half-term holiday, and they can be back at school on the Monday. Mr. Box's class, I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, we're in a global pandemic. COVID is here and we have to learn to live with it. We didn't know Mr. Box had no symptoms, and this is the problem, that when they have no symptoms and aren't ill, we wouldn't necessarily send anybody home. So the close contact is 48 hours prior to the symptoms in any case. So because of that, you are going to have to self-isolate for 14 days. That means that you are not allowed out to play. That means you're not allowed to go out to the shops or, unfortunately, do anything at half term. Mr. Box has set up the remote learning. So in remote learning on the website, you will find all the information about how to use Showbie, how to use Teams, and your timetable will be there on Year 5. On Showbie, which you're all familiar with, and your passwords are in the front of your diaries, if you go onto there, you'll find the timetable and the activities to do today and tomorrow. Same for Miss Lloyd's class if you're at home for today. And then as well for the Monday and the Tuesday after half term. You will finish your self-isolation on Tuesday, the 3rd of November, and therefore will be allowed to come back to school on the Wednesday, the 4th of November. Okay, I am so sorry that this has to all intents and purposes, ruined your half-term holiday. To be clear, and if you watch my video about the year twos on Sunday, mums, dads, any family members that are in the house with you do not need to self-isolate. They can go out, they can go to the shops, they can go to work. Brothers and sisters can go to school. So anybody that's in Mr. Box's class, it's you that has to self-isolate, along with I've got 3 other members of staff that are also self-isolating for 14 days. After the 14 days is done, you're all right to go out and have a lovely time. Unless, of course, you develop symptoms. If you develop symptoms, you must get a test. So if you develop a new and continuous cough, a high temperature of 37.8 or above, or a sudden loss of taste or smell. If within that 14-day period you get any of those symptoms, you must get a test, and obviously if that is positive, you have another 10 days isolation. Mr. Box will be returning to school on Monday the 2nd of November because his 10-day isolation will be complete. I also need to let you know that when somebody has been tested positive, they may still cough, they may still have a loss of taste or smell. The only way they wouldn't come back to school is if they had a high temperature. So it is expected that when Mr. Box comes back, he may still have some of the symptoms, but he is allowed to come back to work. I hope I've explained everything to you and it's clear. Again, I feel for all of you, well, Mr. Box's class particularly, and for the members of staff that aren't going to get your half-term holiday. When you return, you'll still be able to do your bingo, and we'll make sure that we try and have as much fun as possible so that you can at least enjoy being outside and have some fun and exciting activities. Don't forget to go on your remote learning. You are expected, even though you are at home, you are expected to do a full day of learning. So you're expected to get up, start at 9 o'clock and finish at 3:15 with a 3/4 of an hour dinner time. All your lessons are online, all of your activities are, and Mr. Box is ready to start giving you feedback through Showbie. For those that don't go on, we will be ringing you and we will be expecting you to catch up your work if you don't do it. So it's in your best interest to do your work and to keep on top of everything, because we cannot have any more lost learning. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you're all well. We are missing you all so very much, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time, Mr. Box. For Miss Lloyd's, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.